Hey, loves. If you haven't heard about Anchor by Spotify, it's the easiest way to make a podcast with everything you need all in one place. All right, let me explain. So, Anchor has the tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. How easy is that? When hosting on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify, Apple, Podcast, and more, okay? It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. And best of all, Anchor is totally free. Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started, okay? I'm going to say this one more time. Download the Anchor app or go to Anchor, that's ANCHOR.FM to get started.
Hello, thank you for tuning in to Life Coaching with Ty. I am Coach T or Coach Ty, whichever you prefer to call me by. Either way doesn't matter. So today we are going to talk about 5 important steps that helps you take back your power, okay? So we are dedicating today's episode to taking back your power. Hopefully you've already taken back your power, or if not, hopefully you're already in the midst of some of these 5 steps that I'm going to name today. And if you're not, that's totally okay, and that's what I'm here for, because this is going to help you at least begin the process to heal or to let go of things that no longer positively serve you, okay? So the first step, we're going to jump right on into it, is becoming honest with yourself, okay? Notice when you allow people to overstep your boundaries, okay? You have to get in the habit of checking them when they overstep your boundaries, because if you don't speak up, then they're never going to change their habits, and you're going to continue to feel overwhelmed or depressed or anxious or whatever sad anger, whatever emotion brings you from, that person overstepping your boundary, then that's what you're going to feel, and they won't know until you say something. Now, it's different when you do speak on the things that's bothering you and that person doesn't change. So that's just a reflection of, if you don't want this in your life, then clearly you don't want this person, because you've already explained yourself and nothing has changed. Okay? So also notice when you're doing and saying things you have no business doing and saying. Like, if you don't want nobody to treat you a certain way, why are you treating others a certain way? If you don't want nobody to talk to you like that, why are you talking to other people like that, and vice versa? It fits in so many different scenarios, but you have to get in the habit of treating people the way you want to be treated if you want to be treated a certain way. You're also going to always get treated as a reflection of what you allow, and basically what you allow, and who you are, or people's perception of you. Okay? All right, so step 2, all right, to take back your power, you need to be accountable. So you need to get in the habit of holding yourself accountable, and just get familiarized with the term accountability, because everybody needs accountability. You need to be accountable, and people around you need to be accountable as well, okay? So pay attention to what role you play in things that happen to you. All right? Did you hear what I said? Pay attention to what role you play in things that happen to you, because this is part of like truth that nobody likes to admit, or nobody really wants to own up to. And ladies, for instance, let's just start there. A lot of ladies have anger issues, daddy problems, just abuse from relationships in general. And sometimes when you're used to being in toxic situations and you're used to people abusing you, you naturally try to become the abuser. Okay? And I'm speaking of a place of myself. Like, I too can vouch for this. Going from like a super toxic relationship to, I guess, a normal relationship was a big change, because I was used to handling my problems with my hands. I'll be honest. And that was because a person, I was dealing with, like, they were quick to put their hands on me. So I made it up to where before you even think you finna try me, I'm ready. because I mean, and that's not okay for anyone to be okay with. Like, as a woman, that shouldn't be your persona. You should be able to be loving, nurturing, and genuine. You should be able to have hard conversations in a calmly manner, instead of getting ready to go inside somebody's head when they say something to you crazy, or if they say something you don't want to hear. Because sometimes people are speaking to you to uplift you, but you're taking it offensive because you feel that you're not supposed to have flaws. And baby, we all got flaws, okay? So where am I? Okay, so yeah. So basically, just, well, that ties into everything. So seeing what you allowed and what you did wrong, to get you to this place is a big part of accountability. The type of questions you want to ask yourself is, do you know when to be the bigger person? Like, do you know when to let stuff go, when to not say nothing, when to let it ride? Do you know when to stop running your mouth? Okay, ladies, this is fuzz. Like, do you really know when to stop running your mouth? Like, a lot of us run our mouth just to run it because you want to be heard, but a lot of times you're not even saying nothing worth hearing in the moments, and then you wonder why your man might be tied up, or say you're always nagging, or just sometimes, literally sometimes, honestly, a lot of the times it could be avoided. It be our emotions. Our emotions take us off and feel like we need to be heard about this, and sometimes, a lot of the times, it's way bigger than our emotions. It's a bigger picture. And it's not just our emotions that we need to take into consideration. We need to take the other person's into consideration as well. So just as you're being accountable, you would hopefully have a partner that wants to be accountable as well. But this has to be done on both sides in order for any relationship to work. Okay, so another question is, how is your patience? You worried about this man or this woman's patience. How is yours? Okay, like, if the same thing was being dished to you, how would you feel? And that's how you can get to like a mutual understanding with some people, just by putting yourself in their shoes. Like, I think one of my biggest gifts is that I have the ability to feel. Like, I have the ability to put emotions into words, even if you feel like you don't like know what you're gonna say. Like, how people, they'll be talking like, I don't know how to put it, or I don't know how to say it, and then I'll just say it, and they're like, yeah, like, that's exactly what I was trying to say. So just make sure that you're communicating clearly, and as you're asking yourself these questions, make sure you got somebody that's asking themselves these type of questions as well. Okay, and do you allow people to fully express themselves? Okay, I know we're talking about taking back your power. Well, let's stay on topic since that's what we're talking about. Okay, so basically, allowing people to express themselves is very important. Males, honestly, just partners in general. If you didn't dealt with somebody in any type of relationship, like, this is just for male or female, but okay, yes. But do you allow the other person to fully express themselves? Like, I see a lot of times one person get to get everything out, and then maybe the other person's, even if you don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, you just need to be able to express yourself. And a big thing I want to focus on is expressing yourself respectfully. You can say everything respectfully. Now, some things may come off offensive if a person thinks that they dot every I and cross every T's, but that's kind of your problem. You setting yourself up if you really think that you're going to always dot every I and cross every T. That's the goal, but we're human, so I prefer to think more realistically, more, logically. So just make sure you're hearing that person out as much as you want to be heard. Point blank, period. And this helps you take back your power, because a lot of the times what keeps us depressed and what keeps us anxious is us bottling up all these emotions and all of these traumas and all of these events and all of the neglect and all, just depending on what you've seen and what you've experienced. This is what causes the issue, and this is what causes you to be uncomfortable to even speak up in the first place. Okay? So, step three, now that you've been able to isolate yourself and be real with yourself and accept your flaws, it's time to set boundaries with everyone. Say what needs to be said respectfully and let it be. Set boundaries with everyone. This is not just a spouse. This is not just your children. This is not just your parents. This is anybody, co-worker, family, friend, dog. If it's your dog, you need to set boundaries with your dog, then set boundaries with your dog. Okay, so this is how you know this is a word for literally everybody. Just be verbal with what you can accept, with what you can take on. If something is too much for you, speak up. I have no problem speaking up. When I've had enough, I'll let you know I can't handle it, or I'll disappear. Me disappearing is letting you know that I can't handle it right now. I need time to think. I need time to recoup, and I need to refocus to be able to address this issue. So that's some of the things that I do, but you have to also see what works for you. And people do sometimes find it offensive, but to me, that's a personal problem for them and not a problem for me. I'm setting boundaries. I'm doing what helps me feel good spiritually. If it's an emergency or something, I'll reach out, but I definitely have boundaries, and a lot of things are out of my control, and I understand that. So you calling me in the midst of something happening and I can't fix it, it's not going to help anything. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah, I definitely practice isolation when needed. I get overly overwhelmed with people easily. I don't really go out a lot, or you won't see me with a lot of people. But at times, when I do go out, I may seem very social or be very social, but it's just a every once in a while type thing, and definitely not a all the time type thing. Okay. So step 4 is fall in love with you, build your confidence, walk alone and proud, and what's for you is going to come to you. Okay. And all of this sounds simple, but this literally helps you take back your power. These steps, if you really take them seriously and do what I say, then it'll begin to make sense for you. You'll see yourself shift into a different person. You'll see yourself shift to different habits, healthier habits, different mindset, different thinking, just overall difference just from this alone, like, is literally very powerful. And for those who don't know their purpose, so step 5 is finding your purpose. Finding your purpose helps you take back your power because you are now focused on something bigger than you versus the things around you that's causing all this emotional damage, all this uncertainty, all the mind racing. You get to actually focus on something that you're passionate about and that actually helps people. And when you're in your purpose, God makes a way for you to see that that's what you're supposed to be doing, and so you can show up constantly and give your messages or whatever it is that your purpose is. But these steps literally lead you to your purpose. What clouds us from knowing our purpose or getting in tune with our purpose is the fact that we're worried about everybody else except for us. Once you get to learn you, then you'll get to know more about your purpose. Oh, look at this low box. Okay. But yes, and in this process of taking back your power, affirmations are very key, okay? Affirmations help you embody something that you don't see in yourself at that moment. And speaking the I am over your life just puts so much emphasis in. I'm one of those type of people who believe words are very powerful. So I don't really say too many things I don't mean, and I don't want to hear you talking crazy, vice versa. So, with that being said, just, speaking I am and whatever follows that, you truly can embody that. Like, I'm on this video today, which is literally my first real video, and it took a lot for me to get here. I don't really like being on camera. I don't like nobody recording me without knowing, honestly. And it's just, it honestly is just not me. But these messages, like, when it's put on my spirit, I have to release it. I have to say what's being said. I don't even know who I'm helping, but I say what I say, and I just go about my business. And then as time go on, I just see that oh, I am making a difference in at least someone's life. You know, I am able to transform someone's life, and that's honestly the big point. Like I see a lot of people say, you know, if I could just touch one, I'm okay with that. And I've certainly touched one, more than one. And like I said, I'm grateful for that. So with the affirmations, affirmations I had to say a lot was I am fearless, I am brave, I am courageous, I am strong, I am beautiful, I am loved. You know, whatever you need, whatever characteristic, you know, I am responsible. I am organized. You know, even when you're not organized, I am organized. When I tell y'all that I am not really, well, I'm not going to say that no more, but I haven't always been the most organized person. But over the years, you know, like I just literally had a man tell me today when I was checking into the hospital that, you know, like he just complimented like how prepared I was, you know. I had all the stuff I needed. I'm with my mom. She's having 1 day surgery. And so, you know, I just came prepared. And he was just like, "You're prepared," but if you ask my mom gonna be like, "Tanisha prepared? Tanisha prepared for what? Herself?" But yeah, so you know, it just depends, and that just also shows you how much you grow, and that also shows you that, you know, when you meet new people, they're meeting you from that moment forth. Your past doesn't matter. They don't know anything about your past. They don't know anything about your past. So all they know is what you say and what you give them in that moment. And so I just encourage everybody to be their best version of themselves. You never know who you're running into, who you're going to talk to, who's going to help you. You know, it's just so many different things and so many ways you can be blessed and don't even know it. So, you know, just practice being a good person. Be good to everybody because you never know who's going to help you. Also, thank you to everybody that's been tuning in to Life Coaching with Ty. I'm truly grateful. I'll be back more regular from this point. I do feel pretty confident in doing this. So, progress, I am confident because it took a lot of I am confidence. And I also journal my affirmations. Blue ink works best, but right now me and green is vibing. And the notes just look so cute. And when I journal, I just start off by saying I am so happy and grateful now that, and then I personalize it to the things that I'm trying to manifest. And as you see, I am trying to manifest. I'm using blue ink. This is a new notebook, but blue ink works well with manifestation. And I don't know, color just helps me with my creative side. It just helps me flow. And like I said, do affirmations. Definitely practice meditation. 432 hertz. I highly recommend. I highly recommend 432 hertz. I recommend Kundalini meditation. But if you do get into some Kundalini meditation, I just advise you to be ready for change. I can't really speak on how it affects people when they try it on their own. But anytime I've worked with anybody and introduced them to Kundalini meditation, or just know whatever you're trying to fix is it's gonna come right to the head. Okay, so you just got to be ready to deal with it. And honestly, that's what any type of meditation, it's gonna automatically pull you to shadow work when you first start. Anything you haven't fixed or healed, that's what it's gonna address first. So regardless, meditation is definitely gonna cause you to go within and see what's going on up in there and really get to know yourself. And I highly recommend it. Okay, we've talked about everything. Oh, I was giving thanks. Big thank you to everyone that's tuning in from the different countries and just from the different places, different cities, even in the U.S. I'm truly grateful. If you feel led to book a coaching session with me, you can do so at www.coachbyty.com. That is www.coachbyty.com. And I offer 4 different types of coaching. Everything is pretty detailed. You can read and see what fits your situation or what works best for you. I also now have weekly coaching sessions, weekly group coaching sessions that will be held on Wednesdays between 8 and 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The admission, the admission/cost for the group sessions is $40 per person. Okay, so feel free to get into that. And if you would prefer a private setting, coaching session. Those are $70, and right at www.coachedbyty.com. And also, even if you feel that you need guidance and maybe you can't afford that at the moment, if you look at TikTok, check me out on TikTok at Life Coaching with Ty. You can check me out on YouTube at Life Coaching with Ty. Usually whatever I post on my TikTok, I post on YouTube. And so I'm able to be consistent on TikTok and post daily inspiring messages. So you can check me out there always, until you can book. And it's always love and light to everyone. And I just want to encourage everyone to embrace themselves and be okay with being yourself, standing alone. Even if you don't fit in, you're not fitting in for a reason. It's not meant for you to. And regardless of how different you are, just know that for your people, that's enough. Whoever's for you is always going to be enough. Okay? Bye.